Lomanier. There's Angelou checking in for the first time today for the Red Flash, number 32. Ollie Jackson, an NBA three.
Wow, they just run that weave until somebody finds that they've got a little room. Knock down the three.
Jackson's first points of the day. He averages 6 per ball game. Evans from the foul line, way off. There's Barnett, tried to clean it up, lost it, and let's see if the Red Flash were able to come up with the save. I don't believe so.
Going to go over to the Pioneers, and again, pretty good defense there on the part of the Red Flash, and that three gets them right back in this ballgame. You're down 6 to go. We got to look. I mean, that is a deep three by Ollie Jackson, but listen, it's going down. And if somebody else can pick up some of the scoring, because I think that Gaetano's going to be all over Ben as much of this last 6 minutes of the first half.
Red Flash 4 of 9 from three-point land. Here's Evan Kelly, rebounded by Earl Brown. His 5th board of the day. It's a 6-point ball game. Angelou off the weave. Here's Malomanier, guarded by Kelly. Here's the steal. It's a 3-on-2. Kelly to the rack. Tipped up. That's going to be offensive goaltending on Davon Barnett. He touched the ball on the rim, Terry.
Just as it was coming off that rim. Another split second. He has to tip in back in. They get the 2-point. Big break for the Red Flash. Here you see the interception there. Kelly does a nice job of taking the ball all the way to the basket against Malik Harmon. Just can't get the roll, and you see that ball hanging right there.
You know, in my lifetime, I'd never been charged with offensive goaltending.
No, I don't think you can get up that high.
Exactly. Angelou up top for Jackson. Harmon behind the arc. He'll flick it around the other way. Down low, the lay-in doesn't go by Jackson, and Sacred Heart comes away with it.
Great give and go, though. Brown back to Jackson for the layup.
Barnett, his second basket for 4.
And he comes up limping right now, Barnett, on that play down the floor.
It took about 2.5 minutes between Sacred Heart baskets as St. Francis tried to scratch their way back into it.
See how far Gaetano's out now. They're still in that zone, but they are trying to deny those 3-point shots now. They're not giving that room outside.
Harmon with the basketball, the freshman out of Queens. For Dominique Major, back to Harmon, fires the 3.
Well, set up, though, nicely by the screen. Yorgos Angelou set that screen to allow the 3-point shot to happen.
5 points for Harmon. Quickly down low, Kelly off the dribble drive, and we've got a whistle.
How quick is Evan Kelly? That first step on that left side, he just blowing by defenders going to the basket, but he's coming up limping a little bit also there. See, watch the screen. Great screen by Yorgos right there. That allows that 3-point shot to happen.
Ollie Jackson picks up his first foul, the team's 3rd, and so Kelly goes to the line, the junior out of Norwalk, Connecticut, at 61% on the season. Has 3 points today. And only his 2nd game coming off of a shoulder injury. We'll get one more.
On the other side, number 12, Louis Montez, and 34.
Montez and Abdel Latif coming back into the game. Or should I say Latif out of the game, Barnett out of the game. Montez and Glowiak come on for the Pioneers. Kelly cans both. He has 5.
If you're Sacred Heart right now, I think you would try to get the ball into the hands of foul zone a couple of times down low. He's got a little bit of a size advantage. He knows where that rack is. Take it inside.
And the Red Flash have brought Drinnen back into the game as well.
And they need him in the ball game. He needs to continue to flash into the middle of this 2-3 zone. See if he can get some touches.
Malomanier heads to the bench after he hit 3 threes. Here's Earl Brown, and they double team him. He fights his way in. The skip pass. 7 seconds to shoot. Harmon makes the trees. Lays it for Drinnen, who drops it in. The bucket and the foul.
Wow, Malik Harmon averaging almost 4 assists a ball game. Picture perfect there from the point guard. Penetrate into the paint. Look for your teammate. Watch the penetration inside the foul line. Little hesitation. Gets the defender up in the air, and he finds his teammate Drinnen inside there for the easy layup.
Foul goes on Glowiak. That is his 1st and the team's 4th. Drinnen looking to complete the 3-point play. Now 9 of 13 from the foul line this year. He has 5 points today. And suddenly, that 10-point lead is 4.
They just hung around and hang around, and you can get yourself back in a ball game. Hit a 3 here, get a couple free throws.
Kelly on the catch and shoot 3, rebounded by Harmon.
And an ill-advised shot. He's going to find himself on the bench after that shot.
Major 3.
You take a bad shot, they come down, they get it, and forces Anthony Latino to call a timeout as the transition moves from one side to the other now. Red Flash back in this ball game. 3:38 to go. If they were to take the lead, Paul, and go into halftime ahead, great movement up the floor. There's Malik Harmon. Where is he again? In the paint, and he knocks it out to his teammate. So the penetration makes that play happen. Red Flash back in the ball game. We'll be back at DeGaulle Arena right after this.
I am a student. I am an athlete.
This is my pride. This is my family.
In the classroom and on the field.
A home away from home.
Bound to community, committed to excellence.
Determined to succeed.
I will not fear my opponents.
But I will respect them.
I will fail, but I won't quit.
I am a player.
I am a teammate.
I will rise to the challenge. This is NEC Pride.
As we come back to the Stokes Center, the Pioneers put the ball in play and Falzone turned it over, throwing it wildly along the baseline. And so St. Francis gets a quick timeout with 3:18 left in the first half, and now they will take over possession. And folks, you can now follow your favorite team on NEC Front Row, the official online digital network of the Northeast Conference, with one-click access to live webcasts, highlight packages, coaches' shows, full game archives, and interactive social media components. This state-of-the-art site is your one-stop shop for everything NEC. Best of all, NEC Front Row content is free. That's right, it's free on your phone. Whether at home or viewing on your mobile device, enjoy the best seat in the house at necfrontrow.com. Let's look at today's games and get a look at that promo once again for NEC Front Row. I don't know if everybody else is getting snowed in like we are. I hope we can get out of here when this one's over, Terry.
Well, we'll get out of here. Bryant, St. Francis, Brooklyn, that's a big game there. Wagner, Robert Morris. Wagner trying to rebound from the loss to Central Connecticut that I did watch on Front Row, since my son is the DBO up at Central Connecticut, and they're at Fairleigh Dickinson, see if they can win 2 in a row, and Mount St. Mary's and LIU Brooklyn. And, you know, Paul, when you look at the standing each week, these games are key because Robert Morris at 5-0, then Bryant 4-1, then you've got 3-2 St. Francis, Brooklyn, Wagner, Mount St. Mary's, Fairleigh Dickinson. There's a lot of jockeying that's going to go on Thursdays and Saturdays for the next weeks or so.
And remember, the NEC with 10 teams in the conference only send 8 to the conference tournament. The bottom 2 do not get to participate. It is a one-point game, 31-30. Red Flash basketball trailing by a point. Coming up on 3 minutes left before the break. Malik Harmon for Angelou. Drennan Earl Brown and Dominique Major also on the floor for the Flash. This is Major coming up on 10 seconds to shoot. Harmon, the freshman, calling out a play. Gaetano's in his shirt. Earl Brown with the pick. Harmon, the floor. He has 7.
And Paul, he can take that little bump. He's strong. You know, he may not be big in stature in terms of size, but he is a strong player. He took that little bump, was able to go up and knock down that 2, and they take the lead.
And it's an 8-point St. Francis run. They take their first lead of the day. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it will go to the Flash. Abdel Latif checks in for Falzone for the Pioneers.
He gets a little bump right there, but he's still strong enough then to go up, eye that rim, knock it down.
Harmon at 5'11", 194 pounds, and you can see he's pretty cut. Look at that upper body.
Oh, absolutely. He's strong. He can take that little bump movement.
And trust me, teams will bump him. They're going to try to test that freshman every time down the field. He's ready to make an easy layup. He has 7.
Well, he was like the parting of the Red Sea right there, right wide open in the middle of the lane, right on the NEC logo, and took the ball in for a basket. There wasn't a red shirt around him.
How does one leave him alone in the paint?
Well, the zone has been effective keeping people from taking that three-point shot, but when Drinnen's in the game, he knows where that foul line area is. He goes there.
Montez with the floater does not go. And suddenly, the Pioneers, after starting out 11 of 22 from the field, have gone stone cold.
Well, they're down to 41%. They were at 55. Now, you're not going to shoot 55 for the whole half, but now you're down to 41, 12 out of 29, 2 out of 6 from beyond the arc.
Earl Brown, he wants to get the ball inside. He does not want to handle it out here.
That was a moving screen right in front of the official, and he didn't make that call. That's hard to believe.
Brown knocks over with contact, no call. Loose ball along the back line. And they'll say that Montez stepped out of bounds. And so the Pioneers turn it over.
Well, Urigo's Angelo really got away with a screen there. There's a lot of physical play going on right now in there, and you're going to see him step on. Well, we missed a little step on the line.
Sacred Heart in a 4-minute scoring drought. Contact underneath. Earl Brown is going to be whistled for the charge. That is his first and the team's 4th.
A little indecision there on the part of the official on that call, and that was the right call. That was an offensive foul. One thing Earl Brown does is when he makes up his mind to go to the basket, he's still got to look and recognize the defense.
You mean he tries to force it sometimes?
Well, absolutely, and he tried to force it there in very good defensive position on that. And I think Gaetano's talking right now to Lionel Butler about the offensive screen that Urigo, who's right in front of her right now, just set to try to get a jump shot again.
Barnett checks in for Evans for the Pioneers. Coming up on 1 minute to go in the first half. Sacred Heart with the ball, down by 3. Barnett amongst the trees, a 1-on-3, and then kicks it back outside. Coming up on 15 to shoot. Gaetano guarded by Angelou. Right wing 3 is good by Barnett.
Sacred Heart needed a basket.
Well, they say that was only 2.
Only a 2-point shot, not 3, but they needed that bucket.
6 for Barnett. 25 on the shot clock, 28 on the game clock. The red flash will drain it as far as possible anyway. With a 1-point lead. Harmon pounding the basketball. Defensively takes a look. The pick from Drennan. 5 seconds to shoot, and they lost it.
You know, you take it all the way down. Now you've got enough time for Sacred Heart to get a good look at the basket here. Be interesting to see whether they try to go inside. Some substitution for St. Francis, but
Sacred Heart has 4 timeouts though, Terry. Wouldn't you maybe try to go to half court and call time and then set up a play?
well, right now you don't have your bigs in the ball game, so you know Abdel Latif is in there. Whether they'll try to go to him inside.
Gaetano gets the good look, but doesn't go anywhere as Kelly's unable to corral the pass, and the Pioneers blow a scoring opportunity.
I don't think it was a good decision right there to take that shot. It was a lob pass as he's trying to break to the basket. He was not really open, and you had enough time to get down the floor and maybe try to go inside and see if you can get yourself a layup.
Again, I wonder, would it have been more prudent to call for time and set up a play?
Well, you certainly could have, because you got the use it, lose it. So they didn't call a timeout. They made that decision. We'll see.
We complete one half of play where St. Francis leads Sacred Heart 34-33. Red Flash head coach Rob Cribble joins us. And Terry, take it away.
Rob, you're down 10. You got yourself right back in this ball game. The defense seemed to get intensified. You made some good shot decisions down here on offense.
Absolutely. You know, we started the game, I thought we were a little bit on our heels. They were driving the ball and they were getting the ball on the block. And, you know, one of our strengths is getting out and run, but you can't get out and run when you're taking the ball out of the net, especially when teams are shooting layups. I thought our guys responded to their surge. We got stops. We were able to get out in transition. And, you know, a big thing against the 2-3 zone or any zone, you got to get the ball to the middle of the floor. And I thought Ronnie Drennan did a really good job getting the ball there and making plays when he got it. But, you know, we've got to get stops. Our strength is getting out. We got to be able to run. But if we can't get stops and secure the rebound, it takes away a big part of what we do.
I thought he had a great combination. You got some threes, Ben hit some threes, and Harmon loves to go in and penetrate. He finds people, and then when Drinnen's in the game, he knows how to come into that post area and catch and look.
Absolutely, and that's a skill. It's hard to teach that and coach that. It's one of those things as a point guard, you either have it or you don't, and as Ronnie flashing into that high post, he has such a good feel, and we'll have to continue to do that in the second half if they play their zone.
Thanks so much, Coach Rob Krimmel. Best of luck in the second half.
Thanks a lot, guys.
When we come back, we'll have more halftime festivities. Once again, our score from Loretto, Pennsylvania. The St. Francis Red Flash 34 and the Sacred Heart Pioneers 33.
Snyder's of Hanover sourdough pretzels. Baked, broken, then seasoned with mouth-watering flavors like honey mustard and onion, cheddar cheese, hot buffalo wing, and more. Snyder's flavored pretzel pieces. It's not just a pretzel, it's Snyder's sourdough.
Basketball isn't just my favorite sport, it's my passion. And I want to take my game
to the next level. That's what it's about. The better I am as a coach, the better they are on and off the court.
And as players, they deserve a chance to learn as much as possible from the game. As a parent, that's what's important to me.
If basketball is your game, elevate it at usab.com.
You're a Northeast Conference fan. You want the world to know it. And there's only one place for you to gear up. NEC.teamfanshop.com. You'll find an awesome selection of over 1,100 items, including polos, t-shirts, hats, and more. Decorate your home, your office, or even your car with the best selection of NEC team gear anywhere. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you're a Northeast Conference fan. Head to NEC.teamfanshop.com.
Think of the NCAA as a marching band. We wouldn't stop with halftime. We'd be full-time, celebrating student athletes in everything they do. Okay, so don't think of us as a marching band. Think of us as a spirit squad. Well, just know we're always there for student athletes.
Snyder's of Hanover sourdough pretzels. Baked, broken, then seasoned with mouth-watering flavors like honey mustard and onion, cheddar cheese, hot buffalo wing, and more. Snyder's flavored pretzel pieces.
Back at halftime in Loretto, Pennsylvania, you're watching Northeast Conference basketball where the Red Flash have a 1-point lead over the Sacred Heart Pioneers. And Junior Earl Brown out of Philadelphia has really done a lot of great things for this Red Flash ball club. In fact, he's probably one of the most versatile and athletic players in the league. But he does a whole lot more off the court as well. Let's take a listen.
Let the media hype this. Yeah, you know what we got here.
My senior year, I broke my foot, and all my other Division I schools went away from me, and it was just all D2s calling. Then Don Friday called me, and he came to see me work out, and he gave me an opportunity. And when you get an opportunity like that, you just don't let it go. When I'm in the gym, I feel like nothing matters in the world but basketball. I feel like basketball is like my drug. It just gets me away from everything, and it brings me to peace. When I train, I think about my family, my friends, and the city where I come from, where there's not a lot of hope and opportunity for somebody to make it out. And that pushes me and motivates me enough to train as hard as I can go. Growing up in Philly could possibly be the best thing ever. You have your goods, you have your bads, and it's a challenge growing up in Philly because it's easy to turn towards the bad side than it is to the good side. And I'm one of the kids that go to the good side and be a role model to my community. My biggest role model growing up would have to be my family, especially my parents. A lot of people don't have their mother and their father with it, and my mother and my father and my grandmother always was there to push me through thick and thin. Even when we didn't have everything, they would give me all they got to make sure that I was okay and that I could play basketball. My strengths as a student is to work as hard as I do on the court and off the court. And also be involved around campus like the student athlete mentoring program or the student advisory committee. I do value the opportunity that they gave me because every day isn't promised to you. You know, I lost my grandfather and he was only 60 years old. And stuff like that is like, it's a 1 in a million opportunity you'll never get in life. So when life throws you some opportunity, you gotta pick it up and run with it.
And the Red Flash are certainly happy to have Earl Brown on their campus. St. Francis with a 1-point lead over Sacred Heart. Back with more in Loretto after this. We are back at halftime here on Northeast Conference basketball. The St. Francis Red Flash leading the Sacred Heart Pioneers 34-33. Paul Tatino and Terry O'Connor with you, and it's time for our NEC Newsmakers halftime segment. It's a new segment we have introduced this season, and it gives you a chance to kind of get a flavor as to what's going on around the conference. And how could we not start with the Colonials, Terry?
Well, 5-0 start, best in the school history. 90-23 in the NEC since the start of 07-08 there. They started 5-0 back in 1990, 91, and 2005 and 2006. So they're going to be wrecking with this season. There's no question about that.
Lucky Jones off to another good start.
Well, he only needs 22 points to get 1,000 for him to become a 1,000-point scorer. And then, of course, Jalen Cannon, he got his 1,000th career point Thursday against at FDU, 23 point, 11 board. Nice double-double there.
All right, hey, Anthony Latina, the coach of the Sacred Heart Pioneers, stopping by to join us. And, Coach, you really got a good start out of Chris Evans. I thought you guys were hotter than the sun to open up this ball game, and then you went stone cold. What do you think happened?
Well, I think a couple things happened. One is we got a little bit soft defensively, so they were scoring, so we weren't able to get out and transition like we were early. We also missed a couple easy plays, I thought. But the biggest key to me was I thought our defense got soft, they started scoring, so we weren't able to get out and transition as much. And when that happens, the other team feels a little more comfortable and they get it going. So we have to be much better defensively in the second half, and we got to finish some layups. We probably missed 4 or 5 point-blank layups there when we had a 6 to 8 point lead. So you got to make those plays. And then I thought we took a couple ill-advised threes too that turned into easy baskets for them. So hopefully we can tighten up defensively, keep attacking the basket, get some stops, and get out in transition.
That's Pioneers coach Anthony Latina. Thank you for your time. Best of luck in the second half.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Terry.
When we come back, we'll see what the Pioneers can do to answer. They trail St. Francis by 1. We'll return to Loretto after this.
Snyder's of Hanover sourdough pretzels. Baked, broken, then seasoned with mouth-watering flavors like honey mustard and onion, cheddar cheese, hot buffalo wing, and more. Snyder's flavored pretzel pieces. It's not just a pretzel, it's Snyder's sourdough.
Basketball isn't just my favorite sport, it's my passion. And I want to take my game
to the next level. That's what it's about. The better I am as a coach, the better they are on and off the court.
And as players, they deserve a chance to learn as much as possible from the game. As a parent, that's what's important to me.
If basketball is your game, elevate it at usab.com.
You're a Northeast Conference fan. You want the world to know it. And there's only one place for you to gear up. NEC.teamfanshop.com. You'll find an awesome selection of over 1,100 items, including polos, t-shirts, hats, and more. Decorate your home, your office, or even your car with the best selection of NEC team gear anywhere. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you're a Northeast Conference fan. Head to NEC.teamfanshop.com.
Think of the NCAA as a marching band. We wouldn't stop with halftime. We'd be full-time, celebrating student athletes in everything they do. Okay, so don't think of us as a marching band. Think of us as a spirit squad. Well, just know we're always there for student athletes.
Snyder's of Hanover sourdough pretzels. Baked, broken, then seasoned with mouth-watering flavors like honey mustard and onion, cheddar cheese, hot buffalo wing, and more. Snyder's flavored pretzel pieces. It's not just a pretzel, it's Snyder's sourdough.
We are back in Loretto, Pennsylvania. Paul Tatino and Terry O'Connor with you. And St. Francis owns a 1-point lead at the break. Let's get a look at Snyder's of Hanover's halftime stats. Terry, what sticks out for you?
Well, the field goal percentage for Sacred Heart, at 1 point they're up at 55, they're down at 39. And also the other side, St. Francis has certainly increased theirs from 57. The 3-point field goal, 6 out of 11 there. And of course you've got the 2 leading scorers. You've got Ben, who's just knocking it down. Mostafa, he's just doing an outstanding job of getting open for that 3-point look.